Okay. What's that mean?
Medium to medium-large payments to another account on a regular basis.
3 grand, 2.5, 17.
Whose account is this?
Now he's impatient. DC Perkins. It's a bank. Yeah, go ahead. It's a trustee account, yeah? What's the name on the account? Charlie Gatting. And who's the trustee? All right. Thanks very much. Bye. Charlie, son and heir.
He's only a child.
7 years old, nearly $500,000 to his name. And get this, not only is Simone Gatting the trustee in charge of the account, but she signs all the transfers as well.
She said she wasn't involved in the business.
She co-signs all the checks. Don't tell me she doesn't know what she's signing. And if she's involved in the unofficial side of her husband's business, I bet she knows exactly where he is.
I'll get him to give you a call as soon as he gets back.
You said you didn't work here.
I do. Someone's got to sort out the chaos you left behind.
So your husband hasn't returned then?
Nope.
Has he contacted you?
Nope.
We'll have to make do with you then, won't we?
I beg your pardon?
We have some financial questions. Large amounts of money have been transferred into an account in your son's name, on your authority.
We'd like you to come to the station with us.
You can't arrest me.
Well, we won't have to if you come of your own accord. But if we need to, believe me, we can.
Can you tell me how it happened? It's all right. When you're ready.
Oh, God.
Listen, would you want me to go and get you some clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? If I could have the keys to your flat. Thank you. So. It's the ex-boyfriend. He's got a key to our flat and has let himself in.
You got a name?
Barry Mason.
You want me to go look for him?
Well, I haven't completed the statement.
I can still go look for him.
What I would like you to do is to go to her flat and get her some clothes, because she was found on the street in her underwear.
Can't uniform do that?
No.
Why?
13 Pollock Street, please. Thank you.
You looking for something?
Who are you?
DC Nadir, Sun Hill, who are you?
I live here.
You Barry Mason.
Yes?
Then you're under arrest.
For what?
You're under arrest for assault.
What?
I'm not involved in the business.
Yes, you are. You're one of the signatures on the bank account.
That's a tax thing. I'm a non-executive director. I am not involved in running it.
So, all you do is siphon the money out, right?
Trevor tells me how much to move.
That makes you involved.
If you're moving dirty money around for your husband, that makes you an accessory.
It's money from the business. It's not dirty.
Okay. Your husband dismantles stolen cars. Now, this is how it works, Mrs. Gatting. You have to prove that the money's clean. We don't have to prove it's dirty.
He makes coat hangers. I don't know anything about stolen cars. The only stolen car I've ever had anything to do with is Trevor's.
What do you mean by that?
Trevor had his Freelander stolen. We never got it back. But this idea that he does whatever it is you're saying, dismantling cars, I've got no idea what you're talking about.
If that's the case, we'll need your husband to come forward and confirm that.
And if he doesn't turn up, guess what? We've just got you. You really want all this on your shoulders?
Tell us where he is, Mrs. Gatting. Because if you don't, you're right in the hot seat.
Do you mind if I make a phone call?
Be my guest.
In private?
Gang of youths pushed me in. I was on my back, and they knocked me into the water.
How long ago?
About 15 minutes. It's taken me this long to find my bag.
you know how many there were?
Oh, 5 or 6.
Did you get a good look at anything?
I got a damn good look at the one who pushed me in.
Can you describe him?
It's about your height, longish hair, grey jacket, red sweat top, black trousers. They were in uniform.
White, black, Asian?
White. Oh, look at that. Ruined. You know the worst part? They laughed. The whole thing was a big joke. One of them had his phone out and was filming the whole thing. Why would they do that?
Apparently, humiliating people and then posting the footage on a website is some kid's idea of fun. The victims identified the phone they used to video him.
I think it's kids from Harvey Wallace School.
How come?
I've mapped anything that could be a happy slap. 2 in Canberra Road, 1 in Bull Lane, about 5 in Sherland Park. There are others, but most of them seem to be around the Harvey Wallace.
My solicitor says I should cooperate in every way I can.
Good.
The money in my son Charlie's account is the result of tax-free gifts.
From who?
From my husband and me. The gifts constitute a legitimate way to minimise inheritance tax under the normal expenditure out of income exemption.
You're joking, right?
He says I am to ask for a reasonable amount of time to furnish you with the relevant documentation, and that in these circumstances there should be no call to arrest me. I propose 3 weeks to get the paperwork together. Is that all right?
That's fine. You can go now, Mrs. Gatting. But make no mistake. We'll find you.
How are we going to find him?
I'm going to look on Chris.
Chris, why?
Because if the Gattings want to behave like victims, I'm going to treat them like victims.
What happened to your hand?
He stepped on it. He doesn't mean it. He always says sorry.
But this has been escalating, hasn't it? When you came to see me, you knew something was brewing, didn't you? Yeah. So how come he was in your flat?
I went away for a few days when I broke it off. I said he had to get his stuff and be gone when I came back.
And did he?
No.
What did you do when you came back and saw the stuff still there?
I packed it up and I phoned him and said he had to come and fetch it this afternoon when I was out.
And he came early, is that what happened?
I was getting ready for work and he let himself in. He got leery about what I was wearing.
What do you mean?
He didn't like the underwear I put on. He said, "Who's that for?"
What do you think he meant by that?
He's obsessed with the idea I was playing away.
Right. And what did you say?
Nothing. Because anything I say makes him mad when he's like that.
And then what happened?
He slapped me for not answering it. And he's yelling. And I start trying to explain I had to be smart for work. And then he's punching me and calling me a liar. And then he stopped hitting me and he started kicking the wall and yelling how he wanted it to be like it was before. I could never be like it was before.
We argued, but I didn't hit her.
Hayley says that you slapped her, you punched her, and you started kicking the wall.
No,
Then how did she get these bruises on her
I
face?
do not know.
She left the flat, bruised and in her underwear. You were still there when I arrived.
We argued. I left, I came back, she was gone.
What did you argue about?
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you argue about what she was
I
wearing?
don't want to talk about it.
Why not?
I just don't.
I'm not surprised, because it's violent and you can't justify it.
Yeah.
How do you justify it? What is it? Does she laugh at you? Does she wind you up? Oh, no, she doesn't respect you. Come on, Barry, what is it? I want to know. What's the trigger? What makes you flip out?
I am not going to talk about my relationship with Hayley.